to you, Kelvin. Is he the greatest EPL winger of all time?
I want to say yes.
I'll throw it around the table. I can see people's eyes popping out. And for those of you that are listening as well, you have an opportunity to give an opinion. But yes, Charlie, Kelvin, talk to me.
First question: is he a right winger or not? I want you to answer this. Is Mo Salah a right winger or not?
He's an inside forward right winger. You see, the thing is, when it comes to positional play on the pitch, right?
Yes.
There are also technicalities. So for forward players, we have different types of forward players. So we have wingers who are like orthodox, hug the line wingers.
Can you give me an example?
Maybe like
Valencia,
like
Steve McManaman,
like Aaron Lennon.
They are legends.
Yes. So that one
and Robin.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have inside forwards who are wingers technically.
They are wingers.
But then they would cut in, right?
Yes.
We even have like the enganche. Do you know what an enganche is?
Enganche.
Enganche is like a mid-nine sort of.
Yeah.
But then they drift into the wings sometimes. Supporting striker, but they drift to the wings sometimes. Like when Aguero started playing, where he was playing, he wasn't playing as a number 9.
Yeah.
Then we have like the terraquatistas.
Yeah, three-quarters.
Yeah, who are like the three-quarters of like the 10s, and then sometimes they also drift. Then we have the complete forwards.
Yes.
Now Salah can be either an inside forward to a complete forward because he can play as a striker, he can play as a winger, he can play as an inside forward.
Yes.
Then we have the poachers, then we have the target men, etc. So technically, he is a winger. Technically,
yes.
Yeah.
So I was having this argument with you. I was saying that technically he's a winger, and it's based on the tactical position, the tactical system by the coach. That's why he's playing as an inside forward. So take Thierry Henry for example. Thierry Henry, did he play as a winger his entire?
An inside forward.
He's an inside forward.
Thierry was an inside forward.
At a point he was playing as a left winger. So would you say?
When you say a left winger,
no, but you see, this argument is a tough one because Thierry Henry started off as a striker,
yes,
but then he had pace and he could be direct.
Exactly.
So they were utilizing him as a winger who could play as a striker. Even Samuel Eto'o at a point in his career was used like that.
and Eto'o did that for Inter Milan.
Yeah.
He said he only did that for
Mourinho.
Yeah. He doesn't do it for anybody else. So there's a striker who's plays at the wing, Adriano from Brazil.
Yes.
Same thing. He's plays on the wing. He's not going. Do you know Albert Herrera?
Yeah, I know.
Alberto Riera, the Liverpool player.
He will go on the wing and he will cross the ball.
Yes.
That is a typical number 11, as we call it here.
Or a 7.
Or a 7 or 11. Their job is to cross. How many times do you remember Thierry Henry crossing the ball? And that's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
He was more of an inside forward. And based on the tactical system, like you're saying, the positional play, and they create the spaces for them to drive in, take a shot on target. Antonio Valencia was splendid. He had 20 assists for Wayne Rooney.
Yes.
In one particular season, and most of it was headers because he was floating the ball in. He was a winger. His job at the time was to give those assists. Nobody would judge Antonio Valencia and say he scored 2 goals all season, and we'll compare him to another winger who has scored 20 because that's what I'm saying. The role of a winger has evolved.
So if they've evolved, why are you saying Mo Salah shouldn't be classified as one of the best?
No, but you are
wingers?
making your submission. I haven't come to the ball.
So I am saying,
finish your submission.
I am saying Mo Salah, for me, technically, like we've all agreed, he is a winger. He might be an inside forward. That's just a tactical disposition. That they are telling him to play that way. You understand? So he's a winger. First of all, you name all the wingers that have played in the Premier League in recent years. Thierry Henry, note that he's been recognized as one of the best players in the entire history of the Premier League. I think he was rated ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, I want to ask you, is Ronaldo also an inside forward?
Of course. Ronaldo has a free role. Ronaldo is as best a striker. And even when he went to Real Madrid, he was striking.
He was a right winger at some point. So I just want to I just want us to establish that it's just tactical changes that has
but the role I want also we should establish that the role of the winger has changed. If you go back 15 years, what a winger was supposed to do is not what they are doing now.
Exactly.
That's the truth of the matter.
Exactly.
Now they've added goal scoring to that role. But 20 years ago it wasn't like that.
Fair.
Okay.
So I'm looking at so according to like the coaching experts, right? So a winger we have different types of wing. We haven't talked about inverted wingers, right?
Yeah, inverted winger.
Now, so what a winger is supposed to do is they're supposed to have speed, strength, vision, aggression, a good first start, good passer, good finisher, and they must be confident. Now, this is what they do. They give the team width and provide a forward pass option when one of the central players or fullbacks has the ball. They proactively look for opportunities to make runs in behind the defense, recognize their defenses, hug the touchline. When receiving out wide in the final third, take on people in 1v1 situations, get into the opponent's end line, and cross the ball whenever possible.
Okay. Whenever possible.
Attack the ball. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So positionally, based on how a winger is defined, not by me.
Yes.
As somebody who aids the attack predominantly.
So if his main duty is to cross, we should be looking at assists. But that's what I'm saying, that now
he's up there in assists too.
No, but now, I mean,
but you let him make his point.
Okay. So let's shift from the greatest winger of all time, moving to one of the greatest Premier League players of all time.
That's never in doubt.
But let's stick to the winger, because I want us to be position specific, right? Because we've looked to define and undefine and redefine the positions. Position specific because of his attributes. And his contribution to his teams over the years in the Premier League. So on the basis of that, do you believe that he's the greatest, not one of the greatest though? Do you believe that he's the greatest winger to have played in the English Premier League?
I do.
So justify why you do.
Justify why I do.
Yeah.
He's among the top scorers for Liverpool in the Premier League history, and also he's up there in assists in recent years. And I think he's getting closer to Steven Gerrard as a winger, right? He's playing as a winger. He's playing as a right winger that drifts in, like you said, he's an inverted player. And the problem also is that there's not enough players you can count as inverted forwards like you see. You don't have enough of them. You can't see. So I would like us to mention like 3 or 4 off the dome inverted wingers that have played in the Premier League. So because of that, the rare nature of this Mo Salah position, you can't just see he's the best if you can't name other players. So let's put him as a winger. He's one of the best wingers in the Premier League history.
But do you think he is the best?
He is the best. Yes, he's the best. He's the best because he can overthrow Thierry Henry.
Did Henry really play as a winger in the EPL? That's what I
and that's my point.
Because I even have a name here. I mean, Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or in England.
Cristiano.
Yes, and as a winger.
And winger. I don't know if you've seen this Sky Sports rating. Thierry Henry was ranked ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo as one of the best Premier League, as the best attacker, as the best Premier League player of all time. As the best. That was run on votes. Yes, it was votes. And I think Mo Salah was 4th, Eden Hazard was 3rd, Cristiano was 2nd, and then Thierry Henry was 1st. What do you have to say about that?
Even the best player in the Premiership, even the top 3, I won't put Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I won't put Cristiano
Ronaldo. Premier
Ronaldo.
League, not English.
Longevity.
No, the Premier League, not entire English League history.
The English Premier League.
The English Premier League.
I won't put Ronaldo in the top 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm a Manchester United fan. I'll put him in the top 3. Ronaldo's best years came at Real Madrid.
Okay, true, I can agree.
His best years.
He won the Ballon d'Or in Man United.
Hold on. So let's look at it this way, and I'll just suppose my submission to the winger thing we are talking about. 2003, Man United go and play Sporting Lisbon for a pre-season friendly. Ronaldo dribbles the players in and out, and everybody goes to Ferguson and says, "Get this guy. We need him. Raw skill, great pace." He was 18 years old, 18 years old, I believe. Ronaldo comes to Man United 2003-2004 season. He had very poor numbers, and he used to have this bet with Ferguson, and Ferguson would say, "Score 10 goals this season, I'm going to give you this, let's put £20,000 if you're able to score 15 goals." And it kept him motivated. The guy worked hard, and if you saw Ronaldo in his first couple of years at Man United, in his first 2 seasons, you will be angry. He will dribble and leave the ball behind. He will dribble and take the ball out of play. That was Ronaldo's first 2 seasons. Now, 2006-2007, that's where Ronaldo started picking form. I remember in 2004, 2003, just before Mourinho came to England, Ferguson said that he was going to build a team that will conquer Europe. It will take him about 4 seasons. That was 2004-2005, I believe. Okay? So now Ronaldo is there. he was bought as a winger, a traditional winger. Mind you, Fergie's wingers before that were David Beckham and Ryan Giggs. Number 7
yes.
and number 11.
And they were typical wingers.
That's what we knew to be a winger. Wait, that's what we knew to be a winger. The crosses, if you can't count Beckham's crosses into the box.
Quick question. So those players, are they forwards? Are wingers forwards?
Wingers are forwards. Yes.
So why do you want to
but the distinction is that their responsibility was
different?
Was to give that assist, cross the ball. Nobody put pressure on David Beckham that you have to score 15 goals or 20 goals a season. But because of Ronaldo's unique skill set, and mind you, Ferguson used to play a 4-4-2. Direct 4-4-2, like the way Carlo Ancelotti loves it.
Yes.
Now, Mourinho comes to England, dominates 2004-2005 and 2005-2006. Man United couldn't even get a sniff. Mourinho won by miles. And Ferguson said that his centre backs are so strong. John Terry, Ricardo Carvalho. It's impossible to get through. They conceded 15 goals the whole season. So Ferguson sits down and says, I'm going to change my system. It was because of Chelsea's defense and how robust they were. Ferguson switched to a 4-3-3. Eventually getting Rooney, Ronaldo and Tevez as that front three, which by the way, as Wenger said, was a cheat. He said we shouldn't have sat down to allow one team to get these caliber of players.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, when he started playing a 4-3-3, the attacking system had changed. The responsibility was on all three to score goals. Now, those two that would have previously been called wingers, what David Beckham
assisting,
now the responsibility was to score. Look at Tevez, look at Ronaldo, look at Rooney. All of them 20 plus goals a season.
Okay.
Across board. And Ronaldo had matured by 2006, 2007. 2008, he wanted to leave. That was his 4th year. 2000, Fergie begged him to give us one more year. And he left in 2009. Ronaldo's period was very short. And the 5 years, the first 2 years were Sankwas. I'm a Manchester United fan, believe me. The last 3 years he gave us 42 goals a season, 2008. I think the next season probably give us 34 goals in all competitions across board. But in those 2 years, he gave us a ridiculous number of goals, almost 100 goals in those last 2 seasons. But that's when the player was hitting his peak. Won the Ballon d'Or in 2008. But I'm making this reference with a system of play because I want you to acknowledge Ronaldo's role. When Ronaldo was maturing, Ferguson scored that he had the eye for goal. He could give us a good number of goals. So if you play him even from the wing, he has that pace. And watch all the wingers like Salah who are playing the inverted system, Riyad Mahrez. Look at their pace, look at their skill. They can beat a man, they can get in there, they have an accurate shot on target. Back home in Ghana, we are talking about Kamaldeen Sulemana. And we are talking about he has the pace. He has the skill, doesn't have the finish.
Exactly.
If Kamaldeen could score a lot of goals,
it's not just finishing.
No, I mean his decision making, but he's still young. Remember, he's 22, 23. But that's what I'm saying. Ronaldo at that time had that pace, had that skill. Didn't have the finishing as well. So I think it's a coaching issue. But if Kamaldeen can give 20 goals a season, all the big teams will run after him.
Okay, and to add to what you are saying, you see, I've just realized that in the EPO we cannot take Salah out of even the top 3 best wingers.
No, we can't. Salah is in there. Salah is in there.
We cannot.
So your argument is that
when you're done,
the best.
When you're done with your submission, right?
It's subjective.
No,
somebody could say Salah is the best. I won't argue with that.
Eustace, when you're done with your submission, he's done with submission. I'll take you to the English Premier League's official list.
Okay.
And the parameters on which he was measured, the 10 best.
I'll
take you through.
So
that.
when we are done,
when you're done.
So can I round up?
No.
Round up and let Ajo have it. Yeah.
So basically, Ronaldo's role was changed. He was one of the first players to be an inside forward. Tevez was an out and out striker, but because we were playing 2 inside forwards on the wing, Tevez, Rooney and Ronaldo, if you followed Man United at the time, you see how they switch roles. It was impossible to mark any of them. Rooney sacrificed so much to let Ronaldo have those number of goals. And when Ronaldo was around, he was outscoring Rooney.
Rooney was playing deep at a point. He was playing like a number 8 at a point.
He was playing 11. He would go on the wing.
I like that guy so much.
Yeah, and if he gets a chance, he'll score. When he doesn't score for 5 matches, the English media will go wild. And Rooney's on a drought. And I mean, it was a great team. And the inverted forward thing stayed with Ferguson. I mean, throughout that period, got to another Champions League final. So I just use Ronaldo because you mentioned him. And I'm telling you that he gave Man United 3 good seasons.
Very well.
1 average season, 2 very good seasons, and the first 2 seasons not good because he was still in his formative years. He went to Real Madrid and look at the consistency. Look at the number of goals.
Then
that he gave them. His best years were at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
He won all those Ballon d'Ors there. I mean, he broke that record to win it whilst playing for an English team. But I mean, in England, if we limit the argument to England, I won't put Cristiano Ronaldo in my top 3 players of all time.
Wingers?
World defender.
Wingers?
Players. Overall.
Okay. So
All right. So interesting one there from my brother. I just realized that Salah, he has to be here because the quality the EPL has produced when it comes to wingers is very minimal. Trust me. The quality, the consistency, the numbers. When you are an attacker, when you're a winger, you're an attacker. Attackers have to give numbers. Let's say in this modern day football, after people have changed the narrative about football.
So as one of the preambles, said white players in the Premier League are now expected to score more goals every season.
Exactly.
Signaling a shift in the role of wingers in modern football.
Exactly. Oh, they've
So they
copied me.
categorize it just the way I understood
Exactly.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because rather in football, an attacker, a winger is an attacker. You have to give numbers, either assists. That's why we have something like GA, goals and assists. And if you watch Salah's numbers, it has catapulted him to a level where he has to be in the conversation,
Yeah.
and he is there. When it goes to a time, it was Hazard versus Salah. You know this debate.
Yeah.
Because Hazard came to the EPL, he was consistent, he was balling, he was different. You can't take the ball off him. He will give assists, he will give some numbers, some goals, and he was like a playmaker from the wide areas. So the debate began: Hazard, Salah, Hazard, Salah. For Hazard, he had to leave early, and injuries was not his friend, so he left. And Salah continued to do this. So he will use the numbers he has racked up to always beat Hazard. But those who watch and enjoy good wing play always credit Hazard for what he has done for the EPL. When he was in the EPL, I think Salah was in Italy. And he was the king in the EPL. He became like the best player in the EPL at a point in time. But the numbers he had in the EPL is not favoring him to be better than Salah. So now, if you're a winger, and wingers have to give numbers because they are attackers, Salah is there. But look at this conversation. We all want our league, a player in our league, to win the Ballon d'Or. You've been in the league for like, let's say, 9 to 10 years. Ronaldo was there for like 8 or 5 years, and he has won the ultimate. He has won the league. He has won the best player in the world from the EPL. So even though it was a short spell, that Ballon d'Or impact, it is too big.
Yes.
So it puts him in the top 5 maybe.
It puts him in the
Top three, top
top
three.
4, top 3 for me.
Top 3.
Then we
Top
have
3. Really?
Yes, yeah. For me, Ronaldo will be there for me.
I'll put Frank Lampard in there.
No, I'm talking about wingers. I'm talking about wingers.
Okay.
No,
I was talking about players.
I was
General.
talking players.
I was talking
players
about
in- players
I'm
in
talking about
general
we are
will
focusing on
be-
the wingers here.
Yeah.
We have players like Son who have been consistent. They've scored goals in the EPL, but they don't have like laurels to show for it.
Exactly.
We have players like Sadio Mane, Salah's teammate, who has done so well in the EPL,
And he's also a winger.
and also a winger. I'm at a point in time we're saying, okay, why is Mane feeding Salah so much? Why is he feeding him? He's also scored some. There was that tension and nerve around the Liverpool camp that Mane also play penalties. But we had Gareth Bale set crazy records with Spurs before he left to Madrid. Let me ask this question: Gareth Bale or Mo Salah? General, like football, people will argue for Gareth Bale.
That's Mo Salah in my sleep even.
Cool.
So don't worry.
So it's relative.
When you're done, I'll go through a very interesting
Yes,
list.
so it's very relative. People have enjoyed good wing play, but now in football, the wingers are supposed to give numbers, and Mo Salah is giving us those numbers. So for me, top 3, he is there, but I won't put him as my best
winger of
all time in the EPL.
Okay,
Yes.
let me listen to this preamble before I go into the list. The role of a winger has changed quite drastically since the inception of the Premier League back in '92. It's in its embryonic years. A winger in English top flight was instructed to hug the touchline in a traditional old school 4-4-2 formation and told to whip in pinpoint crosses for the big centre forward to attack.
Good.
These days, white players are essentially unorthodox strikers, and the very best in the position are now expected to grab at least 15 goals a season.
At least.
Yes. But where do the icons of the past rank compared to some of the current greats?
Ryan Giggs.
Selecting the Premier League greatest ever winger is a pretty tough job, especially because of the changes to the role. Now, here are the ranking factors for this ranking I'm about to read from the Premier League.
Okay.
The number of games played, wins and losses, goals and assists,
Okay.
titles won,
Okay.
individual honours,
Good.
general legacy.
Okay.
And number 10 is David Ginola.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, he played for Newcastle, Tottenham, Aston Villa and Everton.
Okay.
195 games. And he was averaging like 21 goals like every other season across his career. Do you know, I was so, would you, but people even thought him to be a number 10, but he actually was a winger.
Okay.
Okay.
He won no titles. Number 9, he played for Arsenal and West Ham, Freddie Ljungberg.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Fantastic.
He played 241 games. He had 48 assists, 48 goals and 29 assists.
Okay.
2 titles, and he won 1 player of the season.
Okay. PFA.
That's number 9. Number 8, Sadio Mane.
Wow.
Yeah,
Happy to see him there.
Yeah, he played for Liverpool and Southampton. He played 263 games. He scored 111 goals.
Wow.
Time.
111.
All time we have money
Yeah.
at top 10.
Yeah.
See.
And if you have been playing since
Yeah.
So they said they are mixing it, right? Talking
Yes,
about
no,
the
so
winners,
that-
they are mixing every
Yes.
other generation.
Yeah, so because
Yeah,
they're looking
all
at the
time.
numbers, yeah,
All
of
time,
all
yeah.
time, yeah.
Okay.
Then he had 38 assists and 1 title, and he also won 1 golden boot.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. Number 7 is the best number 7, arguably to have played in the Premier League, David Beckham.
Okay.
Beckham.
And he's 7th.
He's 7th.
Interesting.
But then again, he played. Okay, so he got 62 goals in total and 80 assists.
80 assists.
80 assists, David Beckham.
Okay.
And he won 6 titles. And guess who's number 6?
How many matches did he play, David Beckham?
He played. So that 80 assists came from 161 games.
161.
That's
games.
ridiculous. That's an assist every other game.
You see. So you see shots.
And in those times, even how you see, to emphasize on the evolution, those times, who is a good striker? Raul from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the real deal. Ronaldo, Nazario, they were the real deals. When a striker scores 1 goal every 2 games,
It was good.
it was great. You won't get that was the standard. It's Ronaldo and Messi who have come to change the narrative.
But even with the assists, David Beckham's assists are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they are really insane.
And he was on the pitch more for that.
Yeah.
Maybe he set pieces, free kicks,
Yeah, he was
but
score.
corner kicks. But he was in the game because of his assists.
assists, yeah.
No goal requirement. If Beckham scores, it's a bonus.
It's a bonus.
So maybe if we are looking at figures, and that's why there are people ahead of him.
Yeah.
If we are looking at the statistics we are using now, a lot of the wingers we rated back in the day won't even get on this list.
So you get where he's coming from.
Yes, I get
Yeah,
it.
They
I
don't
get
even
it.
get on the
Yeah, I
list.
get it.
Exactly.
So Gareth Bale is number 6 on that list.
I mentioned this name.
He played 166 games. He scored 53 goals in those games.
Wow.
And he had 22 assists.
Short spell in the APL.
Yeah, and he was player of the season once.
Yeah.
Number 5, Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard played 245 games, scored 85 goals, and had 54 assists.
I'm not sure Ajo will agree with that.
The assist?
No, the rating.
Yeah.
He's ranking as number 5.
Nah,
No, but they give you the metrics.
yeah.
Yeah. So they give you the metrics.
I think the
on which-
longevity is very
How
good.
many years did Hazard play?
7 years, roughly.
Yeah.
7 seasons.
7 seasons, yeah.
Robert Pires comes in at number 4.
Oh, Robert
Arsenal.
Pires.
I mentioned his name earlier when I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robert Pires.
So he played 98 games. He scored 62 goals, assisted 41, and won 2 titles with Arsenal. So that was Robert Pires on that list. At number 3, Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Giggs, all-time assists.
Ryan Giggs had 162 assists.
So what was he doing? He was doing his job.
160.
And that's why he's on the pitch.
Yes. Then
But if it's today, I mean,
If it's
Ryan
today-
Giggs will give you a great goal once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, like that solo.
But he
FA
still
Cup.
managed 109 goals.
Yeah, I mean, because he was there for a very long,
109
a very long time.
Yeah.
Longevity.
I
Come
think
on.
he's-
Is it not
we should
14
give it to
Premier League titles?
13.
It's 13, right?
I'll give
13.
it to him as the best too.
Yeah, but he's number 3. I think it's because of how they measure it, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano.
Okay, so Salah will be first.
Yeah, so Cristiano Ronaldo played
Wow.
236 games. He scored 103 goals and had 37 assists.
Okay.
He won 3 titles: Player of the Season twice, Golden Boot once.
Okay.
Ballon
So
d'Or.
I have my list
Yeah.
now. I have my top 3.
Yeah, then number 1, Mohammed Salah. 252 games, 154 goals,
Okay.
68 assists.
68 assists.
Assists. David Beckham had 80.
No, but David Beckham played much less games in the Premier League than Salah
played
played.
less games.
Much
had
less games.
Big impact.
So yeah, so they look at the impact. They
Yes.
don't- yeah, so David Beckham played 160 something games and had 80 something assists.
You see.
That's ridiculous.
So the
man.
top 3, I will do it. Giggs first.
Because he was doing his job as a winger.
Yeah, I mean, then times he was there.
So you are
And
saying
he had goals too.
okay. So
Salah
if you have
second.
to classify them right now, we have to see who has played, who was more productive in their role. So you are saying Ryan Giggs, his job was to assist. So did he outperform every player in that assist category for him to overweigh Mo Salah's inverted forward? He was playing as an inverted forward. Does his assist, Ryan Giggs' assist, outweigh Mo Salah's goals and assists as an inverted forward?
He has 162 assists.
Once these 2 assists, so I'm saying that does it hold enough magnitude?
How many assists does Salah have again?
Salah has 68.
68, right?
So
Yeah.
Giggs is
I
leading
see
by like
87
100.
here. I don't know if it's.
He's leading by 100. So I'm just saying
Well,
that
that's for the English Premier League. Maybe that's for all competitions.
All competitions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So should that assist hold enough magnitude to outweigh Mo Salah's goal contribution as an inverted forward?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
It should.
Crazy numbers. 162 assists.
Because that was what was required of him.
So
at the
if
time.
I'm inverted forward, I'm also scoring, but I'm also adding enough
listen,
assists.
he's playing in a team where he has Andy Cole, Dwight York, 2 of the deadliest goal scorers in the
He
league.
just has to cross the ball into the box.
Andy Cole, Dwight
So
York.
why
Social.
must he score goals?
I mean, what's the
Kevin
point?
Yeah.
What's the point? Did you ever watch Ryan Giggs' Soccer Skills? It was a program they showed on TV3 when TV3 earlier on.
Yeah,
I remember that show
maybe
very
you are-
well,
you're
yeah.
a bit younger. He was teaching how to dribble, how to take free kicks, and he had a whole show.
I think let's credit
After
him for
him.
what he has done for the APO. The best winger of all time. I'll give it to him.
Anyway, so Charlie, people want to have a take on this, right? We've gone through the list, but do you think that Mo Salah is the greatest winger of all time? Do you agree? Yes, no? Give us a call, 0542 571 061, 0542 571 061. Let us know exactly what you think. Let us hear from you in exactly 47 minutes. Well, 37 minutes. We'll be getting into the quiz as well. So 0542 571 061. Do you think Mo Salah is the greatest winger to have ever graced the English Premier League? I've got my first caller on the line. Yes, sir. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Jones. I'm calling from airport.
Talk to me, my boss.
Yeah, I think Mo Salah is the best winger of all time in the Premier League. Because if you check it, yes, it's not like I'm Liverpool fan, no. But if you check it, it shows. Mo Salah is the best winger we have ever seen in the Premier League, and there's no doubt about that.
Wow. So
There's no doubt about that. Yes.
so you think he?
So I choose Mo Salah.
So Mo Salah for you. Okay. I mean, but did you hear our quiz?
yeah.
Did you hear our quiz question as well?
No. I just tuned in right now.
Okay, so our quiz question, we'll open the phone lines at 9. We are going to profile the top 5 one season wonders of all time.
Wow, one was.
One season wonder. So the one hit wonder, the people who came after one season and they disappeared. Yeah, so at 9 p.m. we'll get that on.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. 0542 571 061. Let us know what you think. Maybe I'll take 2 or 3 more calls on this particular topic and then we would move on. Yes, sir. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening, I'm Francis calling from Martin Kuzi.
Francis, talk to me, sir.
I think I agree with them. That Mohammed Salah is the greatest winger of all time in this year.
Okay. On the basis of what do you agree with them? Is it because of his numbers or you think he's the most skillful or because of these laurels?
Everything, I think he has been consistent. His skills, his contribution, the EPL, he has been consistent, and I think that I agree with it. Even though I agree with one of the panels in the studio, I think Van Gaal has also done well, but I would choose Salah. I would still go for Salah.
Amazing, awesome, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Maybe I'll take one more call on this, and then we move on to our next topic. Don't worry, there's an opportunity for all of you to talk later. Yes, sir. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening, boss. My name is Richard, calling from Sama.
Richard, Charlie, talk to me, my brother.
Okay, based on your question, I feel they are right, because actually what Salah has done to the Premier League, you see, I always feel proud of being an African. Seeing Salah playing the Liverpool, and see, it's not that. See, and if we look at the 8 seasons, right, Salah has played in Liverpool. This guy has been consistent. The season that Salah even scored 18 goals or so, or 20 goals or so, we transferred that season as pro for Salah, which is a winger, not a striker. After that, he's giving assist all the time, and he's been there all the time. There's no season that you say that Salah didn't perform. Salah can give you more than 15 goals or maybe 15 assists in a season. So for me, I said with them, because the guy he's too good. He's too dry to watch.
Fantastic. But did you hear our quiz question?
Yes, I heard a question.
Okay, so 9 p.m. we'll be marking the scripts.
So 9 p.m. Yeah, I'll tune in. I'm telling.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So maybe I'll take one more. 0542571061. Just have your say on this. Yes, sir. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yo, the General.
Boss man.
Oh, how are you doing?
Charlie, I'm fantastic. How are you doing yourself, sir?
Yes, Charlie. How are you guys doing?
Charlie, they can hear you. They are doing fantastic.
Yeah. Charlie, for me, it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Really? So you think Salah is not the best winger of all time?
All of them there, who else won the Ballon d'Or?
Exactly.
So you want to use that one season? You want to use that one season to justify Ronaldo?
He was not doing it in the Premier League only. This guy, Charlie, Ronaldo was worrying the Premier League with free kicks. Charlie, the guy is a mentor. People they watch him. See, this guy no be small player. People they watch him. People them are idol that. Charlie, Cristiano Ronaldo all day.
Wow, for you. Okay.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
It be so. But I mean, you hear the quiz question?
Oh, Charlie, all my players, they come from Benfica, so I write them down.
Okay, I beg you, right? Do the list. If you want extra sheet, I will give you.